Congratulations! Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. Archangel Michael stands beside you right now, closer than your breath, closer than your heartbeat. His presence is not symbolic. It is real, active, and commanded. There is a brightness forming around you as if heaven itself has stepped forward to make sure you do not miss what has already been released in your name. This moment is not ordinary. This moment is not casual. This moment is a divine interception, a spiritual intervention crafted specifically for you. The winds around your spirit have shifted. The atmosphere surrounding your destiny has changed. Something ancient, something holy, something powerful has moved in your favor. Archangel Michael's voice trembles with urgency as he declares, "Do not ignore this. Do not scroll away. Do not allow even one distraction to steal your moment. For heaven has decided, and the miracle is already here. Your miracle is not making its way to you. It has already arrived in your spiritual field, circling you, touching the edges of your reality. It is waiting for your awareness to open. Heaven is pressing this message into your soul because the timing is delicate, precise, and divinely aligned. You were guided here. You were summoned here. You were called here. The spiritual world has been waiting for this exact moment, your moment. Michael reveals that the last months of pressure, confusion, uncertainty, and emotional heaviness were not signs of abandonment. They were signs of preparation. Heaven was stretching your capacity, expanding your strength, sharpening your discernment, purifying your atmosphere. Every delay was divine positioning. Every detour was divine protection. Every disappointment was divine redirection. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. And now the hour has struck. A holy clock in the heavenly realms has shifted into your name. A divine window has opened. A spiritual gate has unlocked. Something that was frozen in the unseen world has begun to move. Something that was dormant has awakened. Something that was blocked is now breaking open with power. Michael stands before you as heaven's messenger, carrying instructions and revelations meant only for you. He says, "You have cried quietly. You have suffered silently. You have carried burdens no one understood, battles no one saw, storms no one recognized. But heaven saw everything. Heaven heard everything. Heaven counted every tear. And heaven has responded with a miracle built from the very weight of your suffering. Your pain was not wasted. Your endurance was not ignored. Your faithfulness was not overlooked. Heaven is repaying you." Michael shows a vision. A heavy chain around your life begins to crack. A door sealed tight for years begins to shake. The ground beneath your spirit begins to glow. Something is rising. Something is breaking loose. Something is being released, not tomorrow, not someday, not eventually, but now. Heaven has decided that you will not carry the season of heaviness into your future. Heaven has decided that the cycle of stuckness ends today. Heaven has decided that the person you were yesterday will not be the person you are stepping into tomorrow. Your story is turning. Your path is clearing. Your spirit is being lifted. Your destiny is being realigned. There are blessings orbiting your name. Opportunities forming out of sight. Doors swinging open in realms you cannot yet see. A force of goodness is chasing you. A wave of divine order is approaching. Your life is entering alignment with a heavenly decree. Michael says, "The things that broke you have lost their power. The things that frightened you have lost their authority. The things that delayed you have lost their access. You are rising beyond the reach of old battles. Heaven has placed a shield around you. Not a metaphorical shield, a real spiritual barrier that blocks negativity, reverses curses, destroys spiritual interference, and disarms hidden enemies. You have been moved into a protected realm. A secure zone. A divine shelter. The reason heaven pushed you to this message is because the next chapter of your life requires a different version of you, an awakened, aligned, spiritually aware version who knows what is happening and why. Your blessing requires your awareness. Your breakthrough requires your readiness. Your miracle requires your yes. Michael says, the storm you came through was not meant to drown you. It was meant to purify your atmosphere. The pain you endured was not meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. The loss you faced was not rejection. It was divine replacement. Something better is coming. Something holy is coming. Something tailor-made for your destiny is coming. And the miracle has already landed. Michael shows another vision, a table with your name engraved in light. Around it, heavenly beings placing pieces, opportunity, restoration, connections, love, clarity, financial breakthrough, emotional healing, divine favor, each piece sliding into place, forming a picture of your new season. This is your confirmation: you are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are right on time for the miracle heaven has been preparing. Michael leans closer and says, this blessing will not require you to chase it. It will find you. It will attach itself to you. It will follow you. It will cling to your path because it was designed for your soul before you were even born. Your next season is not survival. Your next season is overflow. Your next season is visibility. Your next season is acceleration. Your next season is restoration. Your next season is divine justice. The spiritual world has taken note of your endurance. Heaven has issued a decree in your favor. And your angel has been commanded not to let you skip this divine announcement. Congratulations! Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. Because missing this message would mean missing the revelation required for the blessing already floating around you. Heaven refuses to let that happen. And now your transformation begins. Your transformation begins the moment you allow this truth to settle into the deepest part of your spirit. Because heaven cannot force what your heart refuses to receive. And today, Archangel Michael is not just delivering a message, he is unlocking a spiritual chamber within you that has been sealed by fear, doubt, exhaustion, and battles that stretched far longer than your strength. He says, you have carried more than your soul was designed to hold. You have walked through seasons that were heavier than your spirit was meant to endure. But your endurance became a signal, an alert in the heavenly realms that you were ready for what others could not carry. Heaven does not reward effort alone. Heaven rewards endurance, purity of intention, and spiritual resilience. And you, beloved soul, have shown heaven all three. The light around you is brightening. A soft radiance, like dawn breaking over water, begins to wrap around your life. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual truth revealing itself through sensation, intuition, and divine confirmation. Michael extends his hand toward your timeline, and instantly, you see moments, memories of fear, confusion, betrayal, heartbreak, waiting, hoping, crying hanging like suspended fragments. He says, these were not punishments. They were passages. And now you have completed the passage. You are stepping out of a season of spiritual fog and entering a state of divine clarity. Things that were once confusing will suddenly make sense. People who hurt you will be revealed for who they truly are. Decisions that felt heavy will become easy. Pathways that were blocked will clear effortlessly. Heaven is shifting you from wandering to walking, from waiting to receiving, from hoping to having. Your spirit is being repositioned. Michael shows a vision of your soul as a glowing vessel with cracks in it, cracks formed from heartbreak, disappointment, and pressure. But instead of leaking, these cracks are now glowing brighter. Light is escaping, rising, expanding. He says, your brokenness did not weaken you. It awakened you. Your cracks are the spaces where heaven entered. Every wound became a doorway. Every scar became an opening. Every moment of collapse became a moment heaven carried you. You were never alone. Even when you thought no one heard you cry, heaven heard. Even when you thought no one saw your suffering, heaven saw. Even when you thought no one cared about your silent battles, heaven cared deeply. And now heaven is repaying every pain with purpose. Michael steps forward again and says, there is a reason this message feels like it is speaking directly to you. It is, because this message was crafted in the spiritual realms for you long before you read it in the physical world. Your angel has followed you through every chapter, through every silent breakdown, every lonely night, every moment when you were almost ready to give up. There were times the darkness pressed too close, moments the pressure felt unbearable. But heaven intervened on your behalf more times than you know. There were accidents you never saw because angels blocked them. There were betrayals you never felt because heaven diverted them. There were losses you never experienced because God shielded you. There were attacks that never reached you because Michael fought them off. You survived things you never even knew were coming for you. And heaven says, your survival is your qualification. Your miracle is a reward for your endurance. But it is also more than that, it is alignment. Something has shifted in the divine calendar. Your name has been written into a new decree. Your season has changed in the heavens before it can be seen on earth. Michael reveals another vision, a massive door of light with ancient symbols carved into it. This door has been locked for a long time, years, perhaps even decades. But now the symbols begin to glow, one by one, in rapid sequence. The door trembles. It shakes. It prepares to open. This door holds the miracle that has already arrived. This door contains your restoration, your breakthrough, your divine justice, your new beginning. And Michael says, no attack, no enemy, no mistake, no delay, no fear, and no shadow can stop this door from opening. Because it has been commanded by God Himself. Heaven does not make suggestions. Heaven makes decrees. And the decree over your life right now is, congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. This line is not just a phrase, it is a spiritual command. A divine announcement. A heavenly proclamation vibrating through your timeline. Michael continues, you are no longer in the season where you must beg for opportunities. The opportunity will come to you. You are no longer in the season where you must chase love. The right love will be drawn to you. You are no longer in the season where you must fight for a place. Heaven is giving you a seat at a table built for your destiny. You are entering a season where doors open before you knock. Blessings arrive before you ask. Breakthroughs form before you notice. Connections appear before you seek. Support shows up before you cry for help. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Michael explains why you had to endure so long. You were being shaped. You were being refined. You were being transformed from the inside until your spirit matched the magnitude of the blessing prepared for you. Heaven does not give small things to big spirits. Heaven gives big things to big spirits who survived big battles. You survive, and that survival has activated something new in your destiny. Michael now shows a vision of your future, the version of you heaven sees. A radiant, empowered, peaceful, stable, spiritually strong version of yourself. This version of you stands taller, speaks clearer, loves deeper, trusts wisely, and walks with divine authority. This version of you carries no fear. This version of you walks in purpose. This version of you is abundant, secure, and aligned. That version is not far away. Heaven is pulling you toward it with every word of this message. The spiritual winds are shifting around you, pushing you toward your divine timeline, away from old cycles, away from old fears, away from old patterns, away from old wounds. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into divine order. You are stepping into spiritual visibility. You are stepping into your appointed blessing. Michael says, what is coming into your life now is different from anything you have ever experienced before. This is not a repeat cycle. This is not another disappointment. This is not another temporary blessing that fades away. This miracle is stable. This miracle is permanent. This miracle is anchored. This miracle is sealed by heaven. And nothing can cancel what heaven has confirmed. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are entering a blessed state. The heavy energy that clung to your spirit is breaking off. The spiritual fog that clouded your mind is fading. The invisible weight that pressed against your chest is lifting. Michael is clearing your atmosphere. He is restoring your spiritual authority. He is strengthening your inner fire. He is aligning your path to divine timing. And he repeats again, because heaven wants it engraved into your spirit, congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. Because this message is not information, it is activation. Your spirit is awakening. Your path is opening. Your miracle is unfolding. And heaven is preparing you for the next phase of divine transformation, because the next phase of divine transformation is already forming around you, rising like a tide you cannot see but can feel in your spirit. Archangel Michael steps forward again, his presence expanding, his wings creating a shield of luminous energy around you. The light deepens, becoming warmer, brighter, more concentrated, like heaven focusing its full attention on your life. He says, listen carefully. The miracle has arrived, but what comes next determines how fully you receive it. Heaven is not only delivering breakthrough, it is delivering instruction, alignment, and protection. This is not a normal message. This is a divine transfer. Michael lifts his hand, and suddenly you see your life from a higher vantage point, as if you were pulled above your own timeline. From this view, you can see places where you struggled, places where you succeeded, places where you were hurt, and places where you were protected without even knowing it. Heaven has been tracking every detail. Nothing in your life has been random. Nothing has been accidental. Nothing has been wasted. Every closed door had purpose. Every delay had intention. Every detour had design. Michael reveals that your soul has been walking through a long corridor, dark at times, confusing at others, but always guided. And now, at the end of that corridor, a massive opening of light appears. You have reached the turning point. Heaven calls this moment the crossing. The transition from what you endured into what you were always meant to receive. The bridge between your battle and your breakthrough. Michael says, this crossing requires awareness. That is why heaven brought this message to you at the exact second your spirit was ready. Heaven does not operate on earthly time. Heaven operates on divine readiness. You were not ready before. You were not strong enough before. You were not stable enough before. You were not spiritually aligned before. But now, the struggle has shaped you. The pain has purified you. The waiting has matured you. The battles have awakened you. You are finally ready to carry what heaven has been storing for you. Michael shows another vision, a long thread connecting every moment of your life, every joy, every heartbreak, every loss, every breakthrough, every silent prayer. The thread is glowing, and where the glow intensifies, you see points of divine intervention. Moments heaven stepped in to protect you from decisions, people, and situations that would have destroyed you. Heaven did not let you lose your destiny. Michael says, there were moments you felt abandoned, but heaven was closest in those very moments. When you were on your knees crying, angels were surrounding you. When you were alone in your darkness, God was holding you. When you were hurt by betrayal, heaven was redirecting you. The people who left were meant to leave. The things that ended were meant to end. The situations that collapsed were meant to collapse. Not because you were unlucky, but because heaven was removing what could not go where you are going. Your miracle is arriving in a place of spiritual cleanliness. Heaven will not build on contaminated ground. That is why certain relationships had to fall apart. Certain friendships had to fade. Certain environments had to crumble. Certain attachments had to break. Not all losses were losses. Some were divine extractions. Sacred removals. Heavenly surgery. And now, with the unnecessary things removed, your path is clearer than ever. Michael begins to speak about the future, your future. A future filled with peace, aligned relationships, divine opportunities, spiritual strength, and emotional stability. But more than anything, a future where you no longer fight battles alone. Heaven has appointed reinforcements. Michael says, a new angelic assignment has been placed over your life. Not just one angel, but a team. A council of protection, guidance, and elevation has been stationed around your destiny. You are not entering this new season weak. You are not entering this new season vulnerable. You are not entering this new season unguarded. You are entering with heavenly backing. And because of this, the spiritual resistance that once oppressed you is losing its power. The heaviness that lingered for months is breaking. The invisible forces that whispered fear, confusion, and discouragement are being silenced. Michael declares, you are stepping into a season where what tried to stop you will now fear you. What tried to break you will now bow before your strength. What tried to delay you will now accelerate your favor. This is divine reversal. Heaven is reversing, closed doors into open pathways. Delays into accelerated timing. Losses into restoration. Confusion into clarity. Loneliness into connection. Tears into celebration. You are walking into a chapter where your suffering becomes your strength, your endurance becomes your elevation, and your faith becomes your foundation. Michael reveals a scroll written in heavenly light. Your name is carved into it, not printed, not written, but carved, meaning permanent, sealed, divine. He unrolls the scroll, and the words begin to shine, appointed, protected, elevated. These three words define your next season. You have been appointed to receive what heaven has prepared. You have been protected from what would have destroyed you. You are being elevated into a life aligned with your purpose. Michael continues, the spiritual chains that once held you are breaking. The shadows that followed you are dissolving. The cycles that repeated themselves are ending. You are no longer tied to your past. You are free. Heaven has released a divine command over your life, rise. Rise from the ashes of what hurt you. Rise from the weight of what drained you. Rise from the confusion that clouded you. Rise from the storms that battered you. You are rising into clarity, strength, confidence, and divine direction. The miracle is not just coming externally. It is rising internally. Heaven is lifting your spirit, your mind, your energy, your emotional world, your perception, your confidence, and your destiny. And Michael whispers again, with holy authority filling the atmosphere, congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. Because this message is not motivation. It is transformation. A shift. An awakening. A divine activation coded in spiritual frequency. Michael shows another vision, your future timeline spreading open like a golden river. You see opportunities approaching you effortlessly. Conversations aligning. People being divinely placed in your life. Financial blessings forming like clouds gathering before rain. Emotional healing flowing like warm light. A sense of stability settling into your spirit like a foundation being rebuilt. Your life is not going to remain the same. It cannot. Heaven has already intervened. The old battles are finished. The old cycles are broken. The old patterns are dissolved. The old wounds are healing. Your life is ascending into a higher spiritual frequency. Michael steps closer and says, "This is the chapter where everything begins to make sense. The confusion you carried for years will dissolve. The clarity you prayed for will arrive. The breakthrough you longed for will manifest. You will not have to chase what is meant for you. It will come. It will find you. It will stay. Because it is heaven sent." And he concludes with a message from God, "You survived the fire. Now you shall shine from it. Your spirit is awakening. Your destiny is activating. Your miracle is unfolding. And heaven is not done yet, because heaven is preparing to seal everything that has been spoken over your life. The air around your spirit is shifting again, becoming still, reverent, holy like the calm before a divine unveiling. Archangel Michael lowers his wings slowly, signaling that what comes next is not just revelation, but fulfillment. He says, "Beloved soul, listen with the deepest part of your spirit. This moment marks the end of your wandering and the beginning of your appointed rising. Your story is entering its divine turnaround. You feel a warmth spreading across your chest, a confirmation that what you are reading is not words, it is activation. Heaven is pressing this truth into your timeline, engraving it into the structure of your destiny." Michael lifts a scroll of light one final time. It unrolls effortlessly, shining with the intensity of dawn breaking through darkness. On it, you see not paragraphs, not sentences, but 3 radiant seals, each one pulsing with divine power. The seal of release. Everything that held you back, fear, delay, doubt, heartbreak, spiritual heaviness, is being released from your energy. You are no longer tied to what once drained you. Heaven is cutting the cords. Heaven is dismantling the old altars of suffering. Heaven is declaring an end to your season of survival. The seal of restoration. What you lost will return in divine form. What was broken will be rebuilt. What was taken will be replaced with more than you imagined. God is returning what was stolen, multiplying what was diminished, and strengthening what was weakened. Restoration is not coming, it is here. The seal of rise. This is the seal that transforms your entire path. The seal that lifts your name into divine visibility. The seal that pushes your destiny into alignment. The seal that commands the next doors to open. Heaven is raising you into a higher realm of clarity, blessing, protection, and purpose. Michael presses all three seals into your timeline. They merge with your spirit like fire merging with air, seamless, powerful, unstoppable. Then, with a voice that sounds like thunder wrapped in light, he speaks the final decree: congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not permitting you to skip this message at any cost. This is heaven's final confirmation. A decree. A seal. A spiritual signature. Your miracle is not future. Your miracle is not distant. Your miracle is not pending. Your miracle has arrived. And as this truth settles into your spirit, you feel a shift deep, liberating, undeniable. The atmosphere around your emotions lifts. The heaviness around your life dissolves. The fog around your path clears. You feel lighter, clearer, stronger than you have in years. Michael steps back, but his presence does not disappear. He says, I remain beside you as you step into this new season. You will not walk alone. You will not fall. What heaven has opened for you cannot be closed. Then the light rises, surrounding you like dawn rising after a long night. Your story is no longer about waiting. Your story is no longer about fighting. Your story is no longer about surviving. Your story has entered the season of receiving. And heaven whispers one last time, it begins now.